What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Kings Court with me, Vincent Miracle, here for Fansided.com, GoldenGateSports.com, HoundSports.com, and of course, SacKingsNation.com. So be sure to go for those websites for all your daily Kings news. Now it is that time, everyone. It is what everyone has been waiting for and what everyone was hoping to see. The Sacramento Kings center DeMarcus BOOGIE Cousins is now in the All-Star game. You know, he's an injury replacement for Kobe Bryant. Everyone was tripping about it. I don't understand why. He's an All-Star. There's no asterisk by it. DeMarcus Cousins is an NBA All-Star. You can't hate on that. The numbers prove the reason why he should be an All-Star. Fans should be just celebrating the fact that we have a Sacramento Kings player in the All-Star game. And you know what? Now that Anthony Davis is injured, there is a strong possibility, and I think it's a very high possibility, that BOOGIE is going to be starting this game. Now, how much does this game actually matter? Zero, none. It's not like MLB where, whichever, coast wins, gets to the deciding, home field advantage, which I think is just ridiculous in baseball. But this isn't a baseball podcast. This is a Kings podcast, or NBA podcast for that matter. But, yeah, man, so if I sound more clearly, guys, it's because I got a brand new microphone. Girlfriend hooked it up. Yeah, I got a girlfriend, guys. Bang, bang, got a new one. Hooked it up with a microphone, the headset that goes with it, man, and the audio is going to sound really, really good. If you guys follow me on Twitter, at VMCenter, you guys seen that on Wednesday, I will have special guest Eli Isaacaroff back on the show. You guys remember him. He's going to be joining the show, and also, like I said, during the article, because what we have to get to here is that Karl is going to be the new Kings head coach, but we'll get to that news in just a second. But I did write an article before the hiring of Sacramento Kings almost new head coach Karl, and what you can read on there is, basically my thoughts on it, the reports that have been coming out about it, and for you guys to vote on whether you guys actually like this hire, which is still that article right now, even without me posting the new one that will be up, I believe, on Sunday, about how he is the new head coach. And basically, getting ready for the All-Star game, that article that I wrote still holds value because it's a vote for you guys, the fans, on that piece at the very end to go and, let me know what you guys think, or whether, yes, you liked it, or no, you didn't, or you think they should have waited. And I'm going to give you my take on that as soon as we get to that topic of the show. But yeah, definitely, guys, Eli will be coming back on, and, he'll give his thoughts on the Karl thing. And that show is going to be on Wednesday. So if it's recording Wednesday, it might be up Wednesday night or Thursday morning. But definitely keep a lookout for that. And I've been noticing, and I'm doing a little house cleaning. I'm kind of just jumping through here because I want to get through all this stuff so I can talk more about, the Karl hire and what's going to be upcoming. So just bear with me for just a minute, guys. I've been noticing while people are watching the show, and I really do appreciate all you guys, I see some of you guys are unsubscribing. And instead of unsubscribing, I'm not saying you guys shouldn't unsubscribe or you should subscribe. I'm just saying, before you unsubscribe, let me know what you guys do and don't like about the show, the things you like and things you dislike. Because the only way I'm going to get better is if you guys tell me. And of course, I want to get better because I want you guys to want to keep watching this show. I love doing this show. I love talking to you guys, the fans. I love doing everything about this show. And the only way it gets better is if, you guys communicate with me and I communicate with you via this video. So just let me know why you guys aren't subscribing. That's all I'm asking. Yeah, not that bad. But yeah, Eli should be on the show. We're going to give our top 5, trade prospects because the 19th is that Wednesday. And I believe at 6 p.m., I believe at 6 p.m. is that trade deadline. So we're actually going to post a video up on Thursday so you guys are going to see what potentials we thought and what actually came true. And I think that's why I'm doing it on that Wednesday. Now, like I said, it could be posted up later that night and you guys listen like, oh, that would have been good potential. Like, why didn't the Kings go after that? I'm not saying that they listen or watch the show. And if they do, hey, cool, awesome. Talk to me, guys. Love to work in that front office. But yeah, that's what we're going to do. That's what we're shooting for. I hope you guys all definitely look out for that. We're going to give our top 5 players that we think the Kings should go, after, and what trade prospects to, possibly look at. And I'm really, really excited for the show. I'm really excited to have Eli back on the show. I know how much you guys liked him before and stuff like that. So definitely keep in touch with that. Another bit of house cleaning before I start moving back onto the BOOGIE All-Star, #DMC to NYC. I'm looking for writers for SacKingsNation.com. I really want to get that out there. I can't keep writing everything by myself. And so what I'm looking for are people who want to do like game previews or who wants to just give their thoughts. I mean, I'm not holding anyone back. I was before, and that was me being naive, thinking I know everything, but I don't. And that was just a learning curve for me. So definitely, guys, I need to have more writers. And if you want to try writing, let me know. I do still want to have the age group of at least 16 and up. I don't want to have anyone like 15 or younger, and that's just a personal thing for me. And if once you turn 16, you want to email something in, cool. I'm good with it, but I'm still gonna go for 16 and up. That's really what I want to go for. I'm looking for details. A lot of these things I want it to be very detailed. And if you guys are gonna put out information, let me know where you guys got it from. But I'm definitely looking for writers, people who want to do game previews, and people who potentially want to do the Kings Court. I don't mind having fans on this show. I don't. That's the only way we're going to improve. And I want to get you guys on, whether that be over the phone or doing these things live and having you guys join the show live and just having questions come in. This is going to become this show. I want to try and make it more of a radio show type thing where basically it's just me talking, and we can talk about anything you guys want. Kings basketball. This is the Kings Court. I love talking Kings basketball, but I watch the entire NBA. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I play fantasy basketball just like any one of you guys. I watch football. I watch baseball. Not much of the soccer guy. No, I'm not much of a soccer guy. I can't really watch it. But, I mean, I couldn't really. I like hockey. I mean, I watch sports, and just like the rest of you guys watch movies. Anything you guys want to talk about, I'm down to talk about. But I want this show to always, for all you guys to know, is that this is the Kings Court podcast. This is where we talk about Sacramento Kings basketball. I have this banner back here for a reason, and that's because we're gonna talk about Sacramento Kings. That's what comes first. That's why I made this show. That's why I'm wearing my Sacramento Kings, little shirt right now. I have the Sacramento Kings lanyard keychain. The shorts I got on say Sacramento Kings. Everything I'm doing is Sacramento Kings. It's my team. I'm a fanatic, just like every one of you guys that just loves to talk about the Kings and the thoughts on it. You can call me, just a huge fan of a team that does not mind talking in front of a camera. That's basically, I'm like Carmichael Dave. I'm nothing like special. I'm not like better than any of you guys. This is just something that is basically is mine. I love this show. It's my show, and I want to expand. I want to get you guys more involved, because for the fans that do watch this show, I so appreciate it. And I want to have, writers on the show. My website, I want that to get more involved with you guys. I'm trying to get more involved. We've already had 10 votes on that voting thing right there. So you guys keep going to make those votes. GoldenGateSports.com has been, and Fanside, those two have been really helping me out. They show me how to, post things up, and they're posting it on their website, and they always challenge me because I can never double post. So it's like, it makes things difficult for me, but also at the same time, it challenges me, which I love. HoundSports.com, they've kind of been lacking. They haven't really been posting none of my videos or anything like that. But, I still have faith in them that they have really good writers, and the team staff over there. I'm in communication with them like almost every day. And, the ideas that they have floating around in the different genres that they go through, whether that be sports or movies or anything like that, they're all in it. So definitely go check out that website as well. A lot of you guys already know about Fansided. I see, SB Nation. That's a Fansided network. Well, on its own, you got so many things. I can't even think of all of them off the top of my head. It's just drawing a blank right now. But definitely go check out houndsports.com. They're well worth it. So I guess that's all the house cleaning. So let's get back to Boogie! I take that from Jalen Rose, who does the Grantland Sports Talk Show, or the Jalen Jacoby Show podcast on the ESPN thing. But man, do I love that show. And I love the way he be yelling out Boogie. And Boogie will be on the Bill Simmons podcast, the BS Report, and that should be on YouTube soon. But yeah, guys, man, I love the fact that we have DMC in the NYC, man. That is so cool. The last time I think we even had, I know the last time the Sacramento Kings had an all-star in the all-star game was Brad Miller and Peja. I mean, that's how long it's been. Brad Miller and Peja. That is a long time. Can't believe it. I mean, it's just awesome. And you know what? I think this is just going to take another step in the right career of DeMarcus Cousins. And I think after the struggles that this team has been having, to have Cousins go out to New York, kind of just be around that level of talent and be able to relax and go out there and have a ton of fun. I think it just betters him for the season. And although this Kings season is thrown away because of what the decision was from the front office to fire Coach Michael Malone, it's still a building session. I mean, I wasn't even expecting playoffs when everyone was still talking about it. You can look up that video where I was like, I don't see them as a playoff team, but it's nice to see it. And they're still on track to possibly win 32 games, 35 games. It's a possibility for it. I still see the potential of at least, a 32-win team. I still see it happening, especially with new head coach George Karl, and which is a cool little leeway into there, because Kings just announced recently that George Karl will become the next Sacramento Kings head coach, the third coach in 1 year. They had Michael Malone, Tyrone Corbin, and now they have George Karl, who, a former coach of the year, then gets fired. And everyone wants to say it's because of the front office, power that he wanted, but really it was just the time of change in the fact that Denver, when they were doing, their new front office, I mean, the general manager for the Toronto Raptors, Ozzy something, I can't remember his name off the top of my head. He was the manager or the GM for Denver. Gets let go. Pete D'Alessandro, was going to take over those reins, comes to Sacramento. George Karl gets let go. It was a season of change for them. And so I don't really think that this whole front office power is that big of a deal, although that's what is written about in the article that I wrote about, an agreement was almost done. But was this move really necessary right now? I mean, let's be honest. Was this move necessary right now? The Kings are in a losing season. George Karl was more than likely going to be, available at the end of this season. And for all the rumors that are going around about, Tom Thibodeau and the Bulls front office not meshing well, and, Scott Brooks in Oklahoma City, how, people are starting to blame him for some of these losses. There was potentially something else out there, like Vinny Del Negro, but like James Ham said when he's on my show, dude, the Kings really want Vinny Del Negro. Now, the thing that George Karl does bring is that offensive type of style that he wants, that the front office team wants, but it hasn't been working. It hasn't been working. And I did hear the interview how, Karl is just like, all coaches' first mindset is defense. My thing is offensive minded, he's good at it. He's going to be good at it. But how he utilizes DeMarcus Cousins is my question, because his offense doesn't really focus around a big man. His offense focuses more around shooting and getting the ball up quick. I mean, when you look at the fact that people are always like, oh, he dealt with, such a talent, like hard-headed talent like Allen Iverson or Gary Payton or Carmelo Anthony. You list all those names, and those names are all names of shooters or someone who pushes the tempo. People who I think are going to flourish with George Karl is going to be Darren Collison. He's the first one on top of my list, just because of the tempo that he can play at and the way George Karl likes to run that ball. I think Darren Collison just fits it like white on rice. Like, he just meshes so well. Peanut butter and jelly, yin and yang. It's going to be just right, I think, for Darren Collison. And, another person I think is Ben McLemore, the way they like to run. Then the way that he can free up players, I think this could be a good move for Nick Stauskas, especially the way that George Karl kind of develops talent. I mean, look what he did with Carmelo Anthony. Got him as a rookie, developed him, got them into the playoffs. That was, I'm not saying Nick Stauskas is no Carmelo Anthony, but the way he can develop talent, it has been put on notice. And I think that Nick Stauskas, as long as he finds stability, there's still something there. I'm not going to say Nick Stauskas is a bust, but this season for him has been a complete learning curve, complete training curve, complete everything. I mean, at the same time, 3 coaches in 1 year. 3 coaches in 1 year. And the second coach, Tyrone Corbin, did not know how to really set up a rotation. I mean, let's be honest. One game you'll have Derek Williams play, 23 minutes, and the next game he's a DNP CD. And you'll have Omer Caspi play. Or you'll have Nick Stauskas come in for 3 minutes, and then the next game he plays 15. I mean, he didn't... and I'm not hating on Tyrone Corbin. I'm just saying that it just didn't seem like he knew what he was doing as well as basically a lineup stir or a way to utilize his team. And I wish nothing but the best for him moving forward. I see him being, a good assistant coach. I think having him on this coaching staff as an assistant coach with Michael Malone was good because he does have an offensive mind. He did pick up the pace for the Sacramento Kings offense. He just didn't know how to utilize his team. Karl, though. I mean, George Karl, I just keep thinking in my head, how is he going to utilize, the way Cousins plays? Because we've seen Cousins, take the ball up the court and let players, or coaches just let him do whatever he wants, and it doesn't really work for him. He's best utilized when he's in the low post. That's where his bread and butter is. He has that mid-range jump shot. Yes. Does he have a nice handle? Of course he does. But that's not his game. His game is to bully you. His game is to be a wrecking ball and be a force down in that paint. And the other things of him being able to pass and, shoot the mid-range and, have the handle that he does. I mean, those are just bonus points to have on this type of player. It's not really something that you want him to be doing so great, like so often. You want him to do what he does best. You know what I mean? And I mean, we'll see how it goes. I'm not going to say George Karl can't do it. George Karl is a great coach. I mean, he is one of only a few to have over 1,000 wins in the NBA. That is just crazy. He has over 1,000 wins. You know who just reached that peak is Greg Popovich. I mean, to see, this type of coach be in Sacramento, it's hands down probably the best coach the Kings have had since Rick Adelman has left. And I just want to see what they do with it and what can come together from it and what to look for during this entire stretch. I'm not expecting wins. You know what I mean? I'm not expecting wins from George Karl. I'm expecting how he's going to start uniting this team after such a bad streak of losses with Tyrone Corbin. How he's going to repair this locker room that was so in love with with Michael Malone. I want to see how they build that back up because, the Kings were winning. And we got to see the potential of it. It's the same guys. DeMarcus Cousins said it best. It's the same exact players that they had with Michael Malone, and now they're losing. And I want to see... I really want to see how George Karl, through these last 30-plus games, repairs this Kings locker room, alters his rotations. If he gets a 10-man rotation, or if he's going to use, his full bench, if he's going to use the entire roster, and how this is all going to work, and I'm excited not to see wins, but to see the experiments he's going to do, to see, what else this Kings team has in the tank. I want to see them get to at least 33 wins. 33 wins. And I'm going to ask Eli if he even thinks the Kings will reach 30 wins. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you guys like this George Karl hire? Do you think it was the right time, or do you think the Kings should have just waited and seen what would have happened with Tom Thibodeau in Chicago or Scott Brooks? I mean, although they probably would not have signed here, who cares? The fact that you could have talked to them and see what they brought, to see if they were interested to work with an all-star with DeMarcus Cousins. Like, there are other teams out there where, let's say like Orlando, or like who just relieved their head coach. There are teams out there that are going to have, head coaching opportunities. But the difference between, let's say, a Orlando, and I'm not saying this team that I'm going to say up next, Milwaukee, has a coaching availability or anything like that, but Milwaukee, let's say that coaching staff was available. they don't have an all-star yet. This Sacramento Kings team has an all-star, has a all-star-esque talent in Rudy Gay. They have a gritty, fast-paced Darren Collison. They have an up-and-coming Ben McLemore who was completely snubbed from the rookie, sophomore game that's playing right now as I'm recording this show, and I'm not even watching it. I'm not even watching it because I don't care because, one, Ben McLemore's not in it, and two, the game is really pointless. The only time I watched it was when, like Isaiah Thomas or DeMarcus was playing. I really didn't care for the game, and I still don't. I have more fun watching the Celebrity All-Star game. But yeah, I just want to see how this all comes together and what can all happen between it, between now and the end of the season. But like I said, I want to know what you guys think. Leave your guys' comments in the comment section below. Let me know what you guys think of this George Karl hire. Hashtag DMC to NYC. I cannot wait to see him play on Sunday. We'll be watching from beginning to end. Can't wait to see if he starts. Anything like that. I want to give a shout out to our sponsors. For quality clothes at that quality price, be sure to go to the Quality Shop located in downtown Roseville off of Vernon Street. It's now a bistro and boutique. So they get a cup of coffee, relax, hang out, walk down that downtown Roseville area, and definitely look through the Quality Shop's clothing because they got stuff for both men and women. It's all awesome clothes. So definitely go and check that out. Again, I want to thank houndsports.com, fansided.com, goldengatesports.com. Definitely go check out all four of these websites because I'm also going to mention sackingsnation.com where we are looking for those writers. Email me, kingscourtpodcast@gmail.com. Follow me on Twitter @VMCenter where I'll be giving up updates about this show. New articles will be posted, everything like that, giving my analysis on Kings games while the games are going on. Everything in between, definitely follow me. If you haven't done so yet, or if you for some reason hit unsubscribe, hit that subscribe button, guys. I want to have as many subscribers as we can get. If we could reach 100 before the end of the off season, I will do something. I'll think of something really great. I will do something, though, for you fans because I would definitely appreciate it. Again, hit that subscribe button. Leave your comments in the comment section below. The things you like, the things you dislike about this video, the things you want us to talk about on this show, your thoughts and agreements or disagreements of what I've said about George Karl, or how you think he's going to utilize this team. Who do you think is the best beneficiary for this roster? I think it's Darren Collison. Could it be Rudy Gay? Could it finally be, Nick Stauskas? Is it going to be Jason Thompson? Let me know before this next video when Eli comes on, who do you think the Kings should trade for? I want to know. I want to know who you guys think the Kings should trade for. I've already mentioned a couple in the last episode with James Ham where I said Kyle Singler or a Gary Neal, and look at Gary Neal is on the verge of being bought out. I'm not saying the Kings are going to be able to go get him for all the higher names that are trying to go after him, more playoff contending teams that are going after him, but, he is on the market. It's a possibility. The Kings can still, talk to him. There's something there. Again, I want to thank you guys all for watching. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. Follow me on Twitter @VMCenter. Be sure to go to SatKingsNation.com, GoldenGateSports.com, Fansided.com, and of course HoundSports.com, SatKingsNation.com. One more time, I'm going to say it. Email your guys' articles to me, KingsCourtPodcast@gmail.com. Follow me on Twitter @VMCenter. Follow this show and the website, SatKingsNation.com, on Twitter as well, @SKN Articles. And until next time, Kings fans, bye-bye.